The multiple assailant law, that is considered a deadly weapon. So that means that Karmelo Anthony, he meant deadly force with deadly force. If being circled with 4 people, 2 people together was almost 500 pounds, 440. That means he meant deadly force with deadly force. If they could have had their way with Karmelo Anthony, we would be singing a different tune. Definition of defense of property. Since Hunter just said that Austin grabbed his property before the fight took place, that means that those boys was aggressive. This young man is sitting up in the bleachers minding his own business. Let me paint the stage since Mike Howard didn't do it for the jury. He's sitting up there invited under the tent. And Tony talks vested up. How you know they coming with aggression? Because we saw how they was walking up to them stands. And they went up in the stands. And Hunter just told exactly what happened. He said, we walked up to him and told him to move. Aggression. He still didn't do nothing. They tell him to move. All these multiple people, 150, 220, 220, maybe 150, 150. Ooh, it's hot. It's hot. It's hot under that tent. You don't know what's going on. The original people that saw the video, it said it happened in a matter of seconds. That's sufficient evidence. The prosecutor has a burden of proving every element of the defense beyond reasonable doubt. If it cannot do so, the defendant is entitled to an acquittal. The prosecution has the burden of proving every element of offense beyond a reasonable doubt. If they can't do so, it said every element, the defendant is entitled to an acquittal. What did Hunter say? Didn't Hunter say, we went up to him? Oh, Hunter. Oh, Mike Howard. Oh, Prosecutor Greg Willis. Oh, Judge Roach. Oh, Texas AG Ken Paxton. Multiple assailants. Multiple. That they don't think that he should have took those measures to protect his life with the weight of a middle schooler. So for everybody that's painting that Karmelo Anthony reached around in his bag and got the weapon, tell Hunter that, because Hunter just said that Austin took his bag. They want us to believe that Karmelo Anthony threw away his future for Austin Madcalf. With this 3.7 GPA, graduating the next month, no disciplinary action, captain of the football, captain of the track, and 21 scholarships. Get out of here. Get out of here. All right, Vestas, let me come to the stage. We have some very good news that I have to report. Hey, how you doing, Vestas? How you doing? Let me go and set up the stage. My slides is already ready, and then we're going to go ahead and get into this information here. So welcome to day 44 of our ongoing coverage of the Karmelo Anthony Appeal Case. In today's live stream, we're going to examine the latest development surrounding the appeal. Major updates, discussing recent actions and public statements involving Texas AG Ken Paxton and Congressman Pat Fallon, and analyze what these developments could mean for the state of Texas and the Karmelo Anthony case. So welcome to the room. So go ahead and get your notes, your drink, and your vest, because we stay vested up over here 365 degrees. And now, let's go ahead and start. Now, I may do something different tonight. Before I got on, I saw that the Keisha has one of her guests that I love to hear from, which is Chris King. And when it was brought to me last week that Chris King had an issue with Pat Fallon and that something was going on behind the scenes with Pat Fallon, I may go ahead, fair use, pull in the audio so we can hear a little bit of what he's talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and go through my slides. It's very little tonight. Very little because, hey, it's time to celebrate. We've been working. Today is day 44. Tomorrow is day 45. And let me go and bring this update to you. And investors, go ahead. Start dropping your comments. Oh, I already see them in the chat. Come on with it. Now let me go ahead and start. All right, we already know this right here. If you didn't have an opportunity to watch the live last night, please. I know so many people have been asking the question, why do they always drag our young boys, girls, men, and women to the water? I explained why last night. You have to go out and see that live if you haven't seen that live, okay? Disclaimer. And also talked about why I think they let Nolan Wells' body decompose so quickly and how they let it decompose so quickly. So please go out to that video there. This was on an old live thumbnail, same as this. If you haven't had an opportunity to go out and watch this live here, I also explained why they are attacking our young Black star student athletes. It's the reason behind that. We already know that one here. We already know that. Now, listen. I'm jumping straight off into the most important part of this live right now. If you didn't know, hearing to decide new trial motion recusal of Judge Karmelo Anthony Case. Here's the updates. Hearing on a motion for a new trial and a motion to remove John Roach from the Karmelo Anthony case has been scheduled. Everybody exhale. It has been scheduled. And to the vessel that put those dates out there last night, thank you. I think it was you, me. Thank you so much. If I'm incorrect, please don't blame my heart, blame my head. Has been scheduled according to the news release Thursday from the stands with Karmelo Coalition. They calling his new legal team a coalition. I buy that. Anthony, 19, was found guilty of murder and sentenced to 35 years in prison for stabbing 17. Of course, they're going to leave out that he was also 17 years old. For stabbing of 17-year-old Austin Madcap at Frisco School track meet in April 2025. Anthony's attorney argued self-defense during his trial in June in Collins County. Anthony's defense attorney filed legal motion on July the 7th that requested Judge Roach to be removed from presiding over all remaining post-trial proceedings. The hearing on this motion has been scheduled for 9 a.m. on August the 19th. We actually got less than 31 days. We got more about 29 days since they pushed it up. But I told you the 75th day was going to be on a Sunday. So I knew they was going to move it up. I didn't know they was going to move it up 2 days early from when I calculated, but I take that. It will take place. Listen to this, y'all. The 494th District Court of Collins County and be presiding over by Judge Sid Harrell. It is expected to last approximately a half a day. Hold one. Got some good news on the other side. The next hearing on Anthony's request for a new trial has also been scheduled and will take place on August the 20th. The courtroom has not yet been assigned, and the hearing is expected to last at least a day. So, out of both of these motions, the first motion will be the motion to recuse John Roach a half a day. I'll take that. At least it's not going to be 1 hour or 30 minutes or 15 minutes. He's actually going to hear both sides of it. Come on, defense. And also, do not be surprised if Mike Howard will testify on the 19th and the 20th because of his affidavit, because it ties into both. This is why his affidavit mattered so much. Let's keep going. Now, still haven't got to the good news. The courtroom has not been signed. Now, if the motion to remove John Roach is granted, a new trial will be scheduled to preside over the hearing of the motion for a new trial, according to news release. Look at this right here. Both hearings are expected to be open to the public. Scheduled to open to the public. So we're going to be able to hear both of them. Let's keep going. Now here's a little bit more information. Edited motion to recuse is set to on a 9 a.m. Wednesday, August the 19th. We already heard of this, heard the same information. First paragraph, second paragraph. Now here we go, third paragraph. If Judge Harrell grants a motion to recuse, it has not yet been determined which judge would preside over the hearing on the motion for a new trial. Both hearings are currently scheduled to be open to the public. Let's keep going. You know, we filed motions that we expect to prevail on, but we understand that there's two sides to every story. At the end of the day, it'll be a judge that has to make these decisions, but we feel confident in the position that we are taking, Wilson told WFAA. And if you don't know WFAA, that is still the same news channel where John Roach, he held his 18 infamous interview, which is also going to be grounds to recuse John Roach. Now let's keep going. There were substantial issues that we brought a reviewing court needed to look at. We thought these were constitutional irregularities, and we have had the ability to have them addressed now. And so we put them in motion for a new trial. Now, this is Russell Wilson talking. I just want to clarify that this is Russell Wilson speaking to the channel. Wilson team has also filed a motion asking that Judge Roach be removed from any remaining post-trial proceedings, arguing that he cannot be fair and impartial. This is why, if you remember in the affidavit, they listed the interview that John Roach gave 48 hours after the guilty verdict. One of the legal requirements is that you have a judge that you believe can be fair and impartial for the issues that are going to come before the court. And Judge Roach, we believe that based off the interview that was done, that he cannot be fair and impartial, Wilson told WFAA. And so our way to challenge that is to bring a motion to recuse. And so we'll have that motion heard, and an independent judge will decide whether or not we can certify our legal standards. I like this, Wilson. Actually, I think this is the first article, an outlet that Wilson has spoke to since being assembled on July the 14th for the Karmelo Anthony case. One of the legal requirements, go to the fourth slide halfway down. One of the legal requirements is that, oh no, I read that. Okay, so really, go to the bottom. In a statement, look at this, y'all. In a statement, Bill Whiskey with the Collins County District Attorney's Office defended the prosecution handling of the case. Let me go ahead and read that one more time. Go all the way down to the bottom. Let me go ahead and blow this up. So you can really see this. All the way at the bottom on the third slide. In a statement, Bill Whiskey with the Collins County District Attorney's Office defended the prosecution's handling of the case. Bill, Greg Willis, John Roach, your days are numbered. The same date and the same time frame that the motion to recuse John Roach and the motion for a new trial is August the 18th, 19th, and the 20th would be probably the same days that John Roach, Bill Whiskey, and the DA Greg Willis would probably be suspended upon investigation. You know, what Tony talks, why do you make such a declaration so soon in the live? Because like I said, with either one of those motions, if I was Judge, Sid, Carl, Harl, I would call Mike Howard to the stands. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mike Howard saying, I do. Oh, that legal team asks questions. It's going to be over. That means that Mike Howard took an oath, and his testimony will be now part of court's record, official court's record. That's why I said we don't need no transcript. We don't need no transcript. They were already rigged anyway. Mike Howard, please come to the stands. Do you plan to tell the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do. Mike Howard going to say those words on the 19th and the 20th. Now, I'm not a betting woman, but you can't tell me that judge right there is not going to call Mike Howard to the stands in both motions. Now, I don't know if Judge Harl is going to call him or be the judge for the second motion, but he's definitely going to be the judge for the first motion, and I definitely would call Mike Howard. So since it's going to be open to the public, and I got those 2 dates on my calendar, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna take some PTO. I want to be right here watching and giving commentary. I don't know. Listen. So we got some good news, Vesters. We have some very good news. Very good news. And 29 days, if my count is right, 29 days, and I could 29 days. It actually could be less than that. Could be 26. Could be 25. But I get that calculation for you. Now, let me go ahead and go to the comments, because, hey, after this, I only got to talk a little bit about Fallon and Ken Paxton, and then that's it. And then if Lakeisha is still on, I'm going to go ahead and play an audio clip to see what they talking about over there, because Chris King is on there. Chris King is on Lakeisha. Hold on. Hey, how you doing, Betty Boop? Good evening, Tony Investors. How you doing? Good evening, Tony Talks Investors. Thank you, Jesus. Free Karmelo. Listen. I know exactly what I'm doing when I put them dates up there. Hold on. I know exactly what I was doing when I put those dates up here. Listen, anytime. Let me let you know a secret. I don't do no clickbait over here, and I want to play with your time because I don't want nobody to play with my time. So anytime you see a scheduled live, look to the thumbnails. I'm going to tell, I like embedding a story in my thumbnails, only for those that can interpret how we speak. Like hieroglyphics. Let's keep going. But thank you so much. Thank you. Holy Tisha Harris. Hey, how you doing? Good evening, Tony Talks Investors. Thank you, God. I want to read it again. Yes, thank you, Jesus, for Karmelo. Professor Tony Esquire class in this session. Esquire, listen, I'm not messing with you, Betty Boop, but thank you for being double vested. Listen, I'm not messing with you, Betty Boop. Hey, Slim, how you doing? Thank you also again for being double vested. Yes. Thanks. Hey, how you doing, Tanya? Hey, how you doing, Mita? Double vested. Good evening, Tony Investors. Yes. Good. Hey, how you doing, SDP 1208? How you doing? You double vested too. Only Pam's way. Hey, y'all. What's up, Lady E? Hello, Tony Investors. You are Violet's Go. All right, I'm going. What's up, Virgo Princess? Hello, investors. Good evening to all. Greetings. Hey, how you doing, Linda? Greetings, chat. Exactly. Free Karmelo. They feel he and Austin should trade places. Justice for Karmelo. I wish these folks would disappear already. Ooh, I'm trying to tell you. I see they are left Tony Talks vested. Now, matter of fact, I probably have blocked all of the investors. I'm gonna say all of the haters that have probably ever found my channel. I think I got about 100 behind the scenes that's blocked for quieter live. Let's keep going. Hey, how you doing, Miss HP 2392? 2 queens or 1 king? Hello, Thank you for the love behind the scenes. Beautiful sister, beautiful Vesta. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I would love to see all those devils in bars and doing double for what they gave Melo. Ooh. It's going to start right there. No. Listen, what I'm about to go over next. When these pieces, see, the first piece that's going to make everybody start trembling behind the scenes is when Judge John Roach is recused. Collins County. From the top and to the bottom. You can't tell me that Melanie, you know the one that got fired? She's probably behind the scenes talking to somebody too about how and why. Because no. That lady, besides being fired, she should have been in prison for sharing the Anthony's addresses, which would cause them to move 8 times. It ain't over for that lady. It is not over for Melanie. It's not over for Melanie. And they could have got injured. The wife, the husband, Kayla, Drew, Karmelo, and his little siblings. Y'all, it's not over for that. Hey, good night, Tony and Tony Talks and Chat. What's up, Humi? I hope justice is done after hearing Howard Roach and others got to go. Come on with it. Linda McClain, Channel 8. They need to release. Yes. So here we go. So at least this is what I do know. At least we will not have to wait that long, because in the very next day, right? Based on the article and all of the sources are saying the same thing. Once John Roach is recused, the very next day, that's when we're going to hear if they're going to grant him a new trial. And just know, if it is denied, all his team is going to do, they call it the Karmelo Coalition. They just going to say, jump to the next highest court. Okay. So it won't be over on August the 20th, if the motion to recuse, motion to a new trial is denied. But I don't think I think it's going to be granted. But at that particular time, I said all that to say this. On August the 20th, we will know if the new trial is granted or not. And then we also will know if Karmelo Anthony is going to get an appeal bond, or if he will be released with leg monitoring. And if so, what are the other conditions of his release? So trust me, this time next month, exactly this time next month will be 75 days. On that Sunday, either we will already had 2 days of shouting and praising God, or 2 days of still praising, shouting, thanking God, and preparing for the case to go to the next highest court to get a motion for a new trial. So either way, we're going to stay solid. We're going to keep pushing. We're going to still say free Karmelo Anthony on the 19th of August and also on the 20th of August, okay? So either way, we still going to be here, okay? Either way, we still going to be here. Now, they're about to be sitting where Karmelo, yes, was sitting. The tables are turning. Justice for yes. Yes, Val. Yes, Val. The tables are turning for Karmelo. You new here. If not, this is your first time. This is your first time putting something in the chat. So welcome to the room. I just came from over there because you're on. Hey, let me know if it's good, because like I said, I can jump on right now. I do love Chris King. Matter of fact, let me get through the comments. And if she's still on, I'll bring her audio over here for fair use. I'll play about 10 minutes of it, and then I come back to my slides. We need to be teaching our Black youth to go to college to become lawyers. Let me tell you one thing. I'm glad you said that. I meant to have hitting on that. Lawyers, even better, even prosecutors. Well, Tony. Whoa. Tony, did you say right? Now, Tony, I know that you sometimes you talk fast and sometimes you get your words mixed up. What you mean you want our young Black people to become prosecutors? Because it is the prosecution and it's the prosecutor that will determine even if a trial goes to the grand jury. And if there's not enough evidence, that means our young Black defendants, or middle-aged Black defendants, or old Black defendants will not even have to see a courtroom, because it's up to the DA and the prosecutor to either push a case forward to the grand jury. So yeah, we want our black youth into law in all avenues of law: the defense, the prosecution, the judges, and also the DA. The whole entire spectrum of law enforcement and the justice system. Because guess what? Based on what we know, the other population is dying off. So who's going to hold those positions? We need competent people in there that has some type of empathy and common sense to hold those roles. Well, the reason why I'm stressing that, because as you see now, you actually have some people in the black community. There's a sector of the black community that don't even like the black community. So we want to put the right people in those positions that is fair and impartial, that's truly not based on race. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, we need some black prosecutors and some black DAs, okay, across this country. With all the stuff, hey, how you doing? Sharpen my sight. With all the stuff going on recently, I believe he was supposed to die. A lot of people have said that. I agree with that. Why do I agree with that? First of all, it was multiple assailants. And the reason why I keep repeating the facts, because we don't want nobody to forget the facts. We don't want nobody to forget the facts on why we got here. It was a smaller, young male sitting in those stands named Karmelo Anthony with a weight of 130 to 160, depending whoever the source is. The max prep said 160, arrest record says 130. Okay, he was right there. It was one him. But four boys approached him that totaled between 600 and 800 pounds. And we know that somebody also had a second weapon. I don't think Karmelo Anthony had neither weapon, but we know that the police department, they took pictures of two different weapons. So they went with the intent, definitely, to inflict pain on Karmelo Anthony, if not to take his life. That's what we do know. So I agree with you. I agree with you, Sharpie. Kevin Green, free Karmelo Anthony immediately from prison because he is innocent of murder of Austin Metcalf, period. And Karmelo was wrongfully convicted. You are right. You are right, sir. You are right. And guess what? They know it too. You know why they know it too? Because look at the extent that they went through to even get a conviction on him. 14 months for a case against this young man. 30 minutes, guilty verdict. And then you had to take in consideration what the prosecution didn't want the defense to bring up. And you also have to take in consideration what the defense agreed to not bring up in consideration. Let me tell you one thing. Like I told you, when in many lives back, Mike Howard, he could be like, oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, I agree to that. Yeah, I agree to that. And when he got in the courtroom from the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, and the 8th, 4 days, it would have been no holds bars. I would have asked anything I wanted to ask. I mean, really, what it was going to do with me? You think they was going to hold an illegal, unlawful agreement over his head? No. If I was Mike Howard, and then after I walk out of the courtroom with Karmelo Anthony, a free young man, I would have spilled all the beans that it was Collins County prosecutor and judge that wanted me to, how can I say this? Violate my clients, all ethics, civil rights, constitutional rights. I would have spilled the beans. See, Mike Howard could have did this so many ways. That means Karmelo Anthony, we wouldn't be counting down the days if Mike Howard, hey, he could have did a switcheroo. He could have did a switcheroo, but he didn't. But we here. If Austin done the same to Karmelo, he would have got away with it by he was protecting his set. Right, we know this. Karina, Karina, you are so right. Even they know this. Even they know this. I showed you at the beginning of this case, the post conviction, what his name. Now I know his name. His name is Texas Paul. Even Texas Paul, the white man with the cowboy hat sitting on the porch, he said, if Karmelo was white, he said we wouldn't even be having a discussion because it would have been in self-defense. We know this. We know this. And that's why we got to stick with this case. We have to stick with this case because I'm thinking, now I'm telling you, telling you why every day or every other day I'm on this microphone and in front of this camera, because I think this is a pivotal moment in history, physically and spiritually. Because how many other times have young black men and women, boys, even Trayvon Martin, was defending themselves in self-defense, either lost their life or in prison? And let's not forget about the young woman, the mature sister that was in Florida, shot that guy, dropped him where he stood because he was harassing her and stalking her in that parking lot. Now she also got a self-defense. Let me tell you one thing. This is a pivotal, historic moment. If we turn a blind eye and get distracted from this case, we can support all the other cases, but you cannot let this one go. Because this, do you see how people are not even talking about this case no more? Because they know if Karmelo Anthony gets a new trial, and we already know he's going to be found not guilty, it would set a precedence across the United States of America that all black melanated people, the black community, we have the right to self-defend and protect ourselves in whatever matter. Now, I went over some states last night. I went over Virginia, Maryland, South Carolina, and North Carolina. Investors, yeah, I thought in my research, I forgot to do the other states, but I can pull them up real quick. But this case matters. This case matters in so many ways, and I have a feeling. Now, I can't say that because I believe in all God. I believe in God. I believe in God. I believe in God. I will say this. If I felt like God was not behind this case, and let's say Karmelo Anthony lost the right to a new trial, and this case stayed as is, that means the target on black Americans, the black community, will be at a sky high. So thank you for all of you investors that continue to support this content and anybody else that is talking about the Karmelo Anthony case and the injustice that that young man faced. Okay. Thank you so much. Hey, how you doing, Justine? How you doing? How you doing? We are going to stay the course. Come on, Linda. I just said that. Thank you so much, sweetie. So Karmelo was protecting himself against bullies, and he got right, Karina. Right, Karina. This is some awesome news because I'm so newsy. Okay. Karina, exactly. Hey, how you doing, Destin? Thank you for being double vested up. Yes. Boot camp training is over. The race is over. The race to Karmelo freedom is on. Yes, 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 yes. Absolutely. Free Karmelo. Fire. Yes. Thank y'all so much. Thank you so much. I hope and pray he gets a new trial or the case can be thrown out. Now, listen. Hey, Stephanie, how you doing? You look like a new vestor too. So let me tell you this here. I could be wrong, but since they had 75 days. Now, I know a day or two, okay. But based off that date here, the 19th of August and the 20th of August, they actually moved it up. So really, he's not even going to have to wait 75 days, calendar days. It'll be more like a 70-day window. Matter of fact, a 69-day window and a 70-day window. Okay. So definitely, I would say even now, make sure you start praying. Go ahead and put this into the atmosphere and start putting this into the spiritual dimension. Oh, trust me, it's going to be people on the other side doing the very opposite. You know what I mean? Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? There's going to be so many people praying against the new trial. We need to go ahead and start putting our supplications in our prayer, our daily prayer, because you know the fight is on. The fight is on. But we're going to get some good news. I hope and pray he gets a new trial or the case be thrown out. I don't want to get my hopes so high, but I feel you. I will say also dismissal, but I, like in the other live, if you haven't caught that, I want my cake and eat it too. I want I want his charges to be dismissed, but I also want the federal government or somebody else to file charges against Roach, Bill Whiskey, D.A. Willis, and Toby Shook. Let's not forget about Toby Shook. He was the co-defendant attorney, okay? Because I want to know exactly what evidence they had on Karmelo Anthony. Okay? And I want to see that crystal clear video. And I think if it's dismissed, we may never see the clear video. But fingers crossed. Hey, how you doing, user? They're all turning on each other as we speak. Really? Who? Somebody's already singing like a bird. Please drop their name in here. Please drop their name in here. Listen, I know the pressure was on. Oh, let me go ahead. Going back to, oh, you don't got me happy. Now, going back to what I said earlier. Once it starts with John Roach, that means everybody from the top and the bottom is going to start feeling that pressure. Drop. Even the witnesses, everybody right now, they're trying to play it cool in the background. Even Jeff Madcap, because John Roach has not been removed. But based off that interview, he's gone. And I think a lot of people a lot of people know that, but they're just waiting for the official word that John Roach has been recused. When that happened, oh my gosh, it's going to be a flood. It's going to be a flood of information coming out about people talking already to law enforcement about the bribes behind the scenes, what kickbacks they got behind the scenes. Trust me, once Judge Roach is removed, the whole deck of cards will fall. I'm trying to tell you facts. If they're recused, more than likely, yes. John Roach said he worked on the guest for 8 months. Cassandra, and also the video, the audio, the IT. He said all this, the security. He said it took 8 months. Yes, you're right. Two weapons without Karmelo's DNS. Facts, Betty Boo. And neither weapon they brought to trial. Let's not forget this. And also in the affidavit, they stated the agreement was do not introduce the weapon. Now, where did that make sense? Especially if you're a prosecutor. Where did that make sense? That means that neither weapon had his DNA, probably not even his fingerprints. Okay. Granted, walls of Collin, Jericho coming down. Come on with it, Lip. Come on with it. John Cockroach said he worked on that case. Yep. In the background, Babylon must fall, and it's going to be Texas. Facts. And did y'all see what I brought up, the information I brought up last night? That Texas, oh my gosh. The prison industry is a business in Texas. This thing go deep, y'all. Who the white devil on the scene is that KKK? No, that's the judge. No. That's Judge Sid Hart. No, that's Judge Sid Hart. No. That's the judge. That's the judge. Free our nephew Karmelo. Let me turn down this right here. Exactly. So many YouTubes. Let me turn on this. Let me put this on mute. Hold on. Okay. Tony, so many YouTubes are being distracted by the other case. May Nolan rest in peace and get justice, and those demons are punished, but we have to stay on top of the Karmelo. Yes, because I'm trying to be sensitive, and I will be sensitive. But what the Karmelo Anthony case will do for our community, it's going to propel us into the future. And we know facts. We have the facts in Karmelo Anthony case. We got all of the facts and all of the players. We know this. In the other case, we don't know if it was on the boat, off the boat, in the woods, in the sand. 1 boat, 2 boats, 3 boats, 4 boats. Day or night, night and day. Did they go out and come in? Or was it here? Was it the pool party? Or was I don't have time for no. I don't no. That case is so deep. It's layered in so many ways. I don't play in mazes. I'm sorry, mentally, I do not play in mazes. Now, I said I'm going to pick up the Daniel Irvin case. I'm also going to pick up the 11-year-old girl. Who I think that happened July the 1st. I forgot what state that was. Her white neighbor, her white babysitter, put the little girl on a boat in the afternoon at night. I read that story. Cunningham, Angelique Cunningham. The white woman neighbor, 41 years old, put the little girl on a boat. After 15 minutes of leaving the arena, the little girl was out of the boat. Of course, the little girl is not among the living anymore. So I'm going to pick up that case, the Daniel Irvin case, and I'm going to start looking into the TJ Davis case. See, those are concrete facts that I can deal with. I'm not chasing. And to me, they're doing this on purpose. They got us, they got a sector spinning and spinning and spinning it on purpose. On purpose. On purpose. And now for whoever did the autopsy to say that, which I believe them, the death cannot be determined. Well, we definitely know it is a homicide. See, that's why I can't deal with this case. We definitely know it's a homicide. Do you think Nolan removed his own throat? You mean to tell me if it was Mississippi or DC, they couldn't even put homicide on the autopsy? That means by saying undetermined that Nolan could have removed his own throat area. What are we doing? What are we doing? So that's why I'm going to stick right here with this case. And I know for sure this is injustice. Until the other case, it started peeling back in layers and layers. Because every time you think that you got a layer and you know a fact, next thing you know, 24 hours, 48 hours ago, what? He wasn't on the boat. Was he clothed or was he not clothed? Was it a girl? Was it a work? I say, I don't deal with mess like that. I don't deal with mess like that. So we finna keep moving on. I almost got stuck in there. I almost got stuck in that maze just talking about the case. No. Karmelo Anthony, free Karmelo, free Karmelo, free Karmelo. Let me tell you one thing. The world was paying attention when we was all on one accord and we were screaming, free Karmelo. Everybody was paying attention. Free Karmelo. Everybody was shaking. Free Karmelo. Even Collins County said, what? Chris King said that Collins County was on the wall. Like, what? He got this much support. And look at it now. Diminished. It went like with the wind. Nah, we stand anchored down for Karmelo Anthony and his family and everybody involved in this case. That's why I'm still staying on the neck of Ken Paxton. I got him up next, and also Pat Fallon. I ain't letting it go. In Texas, I'm not letting you go also because the information I'm about to tell you is good news. We just need you to execute in November, Texas. Okay, let's keep going. Right? Remember how all those devils went on X? Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tanya. Listen, if you think I get raw here, just imagine what I do behind the scenes. Trust me, behind the scenes. But thank you so much, love. Thank you so much for all of the love. Thank you. Exactly. They were talking about Melo and his family so bad until I would try to get them removed from all the racist remarks. Facts. Me too. They were horrific. Come on, Tanya. Yes, let them talk. I told you something. Excuse me. I told you somebody from the other side is going to fall. Free Karmelo. Yes, Lady E. Excuse me. I'm burping. Sorry. They can pray against but they don't have no victory. Come on, no power. Remember, our God can do exceedingly abundantly above. Come on, exceedingly abundantly above what we can ask or think. Remember, handle all things with prayer. Facts. I just wanted to put it out there in the atmosphere to the community. Don't take this for granted. We still need to get on our knees for prayer and supplication for this case, because once this thing falls in place, Black community, that's when we will be able to defend our own self in this country, and also pull for a hate crime bill. Listen now, come on with it. They keep talking about Judge Roach has never lost an appeal. I said because he never been challenged. It's a new day. Come on with it, Stephanie. Look. Somebody came under my video and said the same thing. I said, well, did Judge Roach ever have a defense attorney roll over and tell on everybody that Vesta or whoever it was never came back with a response? I said, you don't know about the affidavit? You don't know about Exhibit 10 in the appeal process? That has never happened. That has never happened. And besides, if John Roach is, I'm going to say one of the, I definitely don't want to put this adjective on it, but one of the well-known, renowned judges in Collin County, who's going to go against him? Mike Howard did. But before Mike Howard, nobody else did. Nobody would ever even think before Mike Howard rolling over on a Judge Roach because of his connections. And I already broke down his connections, but something must have came down. Mike Howard started talking. It is a brand new day. Come on with it. Mike Howard couldn't think straight that hot June day between Roach, Recusal, Ratch, etc. He needed to recalibrate and write that affidavit out clear and plain. And let me tell you one thing. I got a Vesta behind the scenes who really thinks, based off of that affidavit and how detailed it is, and that Vesta is in the room, they think that Mike Howard, I'm starting to think this, wore a wire. If not, he got a photogenic memory. The notes in that affidavit, 30 pages over we might as well say a 3-week period. Mike Howard could have been wearing a wire. We shall see. Getting rid of the Roach without hiring an exterminator. Come on with it, Betty Boop. First to squeal for the deal. No gentleman's agreement, but you know they will try and cover. Well, do you see this right here? Look under my head. Is that it? Yeah, hold on. Let me drop this. You know they still trying to play the game. In a statement, Bill Whiskey with the Collins County District Attorney's Office defended the prosecution's handling of the case. So it could be somebody out of that DA office that could be squilling too. Let's keep going, right? And they know Karmelo didn't do it right. When they jumped on Karmelo and he jumped out of that tent, they were still fighting under the tent. Yep. And one of them poked the bullet twin. Yep. Remember, God is the ultimate recuser, and he's angry with the wicked every day. Come on with it. Hey, how you doing? I know you. Not my son. God said, not my son. I remember you. That's you. And all of those lying kids, guess what, y'all? They're not kids no more. They are actual adults. They're not minors no more. What? That's why I said that everybody that was under that tent, even Pat Fallon, not my son, all of those little kids, they're grown now. Because Karmelo Anthony turned 18 the month after the incident. They're not grown no more. 100. Yes, they were. Thanks, Tony. Issues go deep. The Roach Hotel are on the way. God can do anything but fail. Facts, Tony. The case so sad nobody knows nothing. Right. I'm sorry. But I don't cover the case, but I did tell all of the Vestas that wanted to hear commentary on that case. I directed them to What She Said Sports, how she breaks it down. That's my Shadora Sanders sister. But yeah, I don't do that case. Hey, Tony Investors. Hey, how you doing, Protected? How you doing? The case is just a thread to unravel the whole thing. Facts. God today, poor baby girl made the devil who, yeah. that to her. I think the lady, now I forgot her name is Jerry. Her last name is Jerry. From what I read last night, she's still behind bars on a $50,000 bond. And the way she looked, honey, the way she looked, we need more discernment. As a community, we need more discernment. I know they say you can't judge a book by the cover, but you definitely should need to judge people by the energy they give off. The energy that they give off. The way that Jerry lady looked, that is involved in drowning or the unaliving of that 11-year-old beautiful little girl, her energy was off. You could tell it in the eyes. We can't judge a book by the cover, but you definitely can judge people by the energy. Also with that, what his name was, Wyatt or Warren, whoever is out there in the Nolan's Well atmosphere, did that interview with that cop, whatever his name is, that hate black folks, even though he's black. I forgot what his name is. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. It's something wrong with him. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. The hate against blacks is real. Yes, I'm gonna let it go. How evil those folks are. Yes, the first autopsy removed the woo. That's what it was. The first autopsy. Mississippi burning. They did that on purpose. I said this last night, and I'm gonna say this tonight, and I'm gonna let it go. They removed the neck for many, many, many reasons. It would have showed that either he was strangled, pulled, something was tied around his neck, he was drugged, or he was left on that tree, which is why they removed the neck. And I ain't even gonna bring up next to Grace. The second autopsy was saying that they couldn't rule nothing because some of the body parts was moving. Gotcha. But the second autopsy still saw that his throat was removed. Well, considering that, see what I'm saying? I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. I'm just gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. Hey, Tony and family. Hey, how you doing, Miss Lady T? Karina, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. The MS removed the throat from evidence and kept it from the second pathologist. Did not get to see it, so they could make a determination in addition. Let me tell you one thing. I don't know what type of oath these medical examiners take, but if I was the second medical examiner, because the throat was moved, I would go ahead, because I know they can change the cause of death. I would say, okay, homicide. When Tony talks, why would you say homicide? Because you took the organs that I needed to evaluate to see what the cause of death was. And because you took the throat, that is one area I need to focus on. Okay, by default, homicide. And this is my justification on why. Because I think they took like I said, I don't know what type of oath that hate, but if I was the second one, I would have put pressure on them. Okay, homicide. Homicide. Now, this is my theory. They're never going to get those organs. They may never get those organs, because if they would have got the organs, they would have had already put the organs along with the rest of his body. The reason why I said they're not going to get the organs, them organs probably have already been sold. Especially if he was an organ donor, those organs are gone. Instead of Mississippi just saying Nolan Well was an identified organ donor and the organs are gone. But they don't want to say that because of what it looks like. Because you don't. Ooh, yeah. Let me go ahead. Thank you for all you do. You are the GOAT, sis. Thank you. Matter of fact, I don't even like to be called a GOAT. It's so many. I know you love me. I know that. I'm just saying the GOAT. Ooh. Let me keep going. Let me keep going. There are definitely so many black deaths on and off the water in the past couple weeks. It's ridiculous. FBI finally decided to get involved in Nolan today, counting down the days until Karmelo is free. Oh, let me tell you one thing. Regarding the GOAT, let me go and give you an explanation why. I thank you, sis. Thank you. But the GOAT, to me, it's been associated with the Illuminati for so much. I don't even want to. I got what you're saying. Thank you so much. But I don't want to. Thank you, Tony, for facts. They're all in on it. It's so much corruption. One thing is for certain, Nolan is gone, and I truly believe it was. That I can agree on. Now that I can agree on. That I can definitely agree on. That is one solid fact that we all know of. Facts. Just imagine how many other people they did it to. Now, according to one of the men that helped retrieve his body, they said that a lot of people go out there and turn up unalive because of a certain deal. Follow your heart and spirit, Tony. Yes, yes, yes. 2 queens and 1 king. You've been with me ever since I started the Karmelo Anthony live streams. Thank you so much. If we could see all the details of the case and about Roach, Fallon, and Paxton and all of them, the way that God sees all they do, ooh, we will faint. I'm going to say within a minute, less than a minute. I agree with you. I agree with you. Could he be the snitch that was working for the government? We shall see. I don't want to say yes or no with that, protected by God, but we shall see, okay? Bright Date, Tony in chat, what is going on? I thought you were finished for the night. Now you coming on again? I didn't come on tonight. I came on early today for my Shador Sanders Vestas. Listen, don't say I got a twin online. Please don't say I got a twin online, okay? Let's see here. I'm going to read about 3 more. I'm going to read about... Ooh, good. All right. Okay. Okay. I'm going to read about 3 more. Then I'm going to go over Pat Fallon and Ken Paxton. Then I'm going to come back to the chats, okay? Woo! Okay. Karmelo didn't have a great defense in the beginning. They should have let him on the stands. What happened and why he never got... Oh, Karina. Oh, you don't know. Oh, you don't... I'm not laughing. Karina, to answer your question, mid-May, the prosecution, or early May, the prosecution got with Karmelo Anthony, defense attorney Mike Howard, and also Toby Shook was already in on it. They asked Mike Howard to come to a meeting where they was going to have a secret gentleman's agreement, where they all agreed upon that certain things in the case would not be discussed or introduced in the trial, such as the twins, reputation, arrest records, racism, racist graffiti, all those things. And in return, Mike Howard wouldn't bring up anything regarding Karmelo's reputation. What's the other word? Extraneous evidence. They couldn't even bring up Karmelo Anthony playing chess. The prosecution had an issue with that. So they agreed upon certain things in the agreement that nothing that either side could talk about, including Karmelo Anthony's scholarships, his GPA, along with the twins. They kept saying the twins. They kept saying the twins. In Mike Howard's affidavit, they kept saying the twins. So that means that they couldn't bring up nothing for Austin Metcalf or Hunter Metcalf. Why is that? It was only Austin that lost his life, but you see where I'm going. So Mike Howard agreed to this. He also agreed to not call any expert witnesses that dealt with epilepsy. So no neuro specialist, medical specialist could testify Karmelo Anthony. Not even his coach that sat with Karmelo Anthony doing that had witnessed one of his seizures. And also, they even got down to the details where the knife would not be introduced in the court. And they also got down to the details where Karmelo Anthony's mother could say 1 or 2 sentences. 1 or 2 sentences. All she could say is, I love my son. And basically, asking the jury to have mercy on him during sentencing. That's it. Mike Howard wrote it all up. And I'm going to say at least about 10 to 15 pages of his affidavit. So that's why Karmelo Anthony didn't testify. And then also, let's say about the testifying. So then, when it got up to the defense portion of testifying, and Karmelo Anthony was in that lineup, it was the prosecution that said that they did not expect Karmelo Anthony was going to even testify in his own defense trial. That's when Mike Howard pushed back. He said, my client has to testify in his own self-defense case. So even the affidavit talk about this heated exchange in the hallways, of course, away from the jury. And so basically, Karmelo Anthony didn't testify because Mike Howard only had 10 minutes to discuss some legal matters with Karmelo Anthony. Testify or not was the pro and con, advantages and disadvantages, and also a pro and con about manslaughter, negligence. Of course, the latter two, they didn't even give the jury instructions on those charges. So why he even talked about Karmelo Anthony, y'all, this just came to me. So why would Mike Howard talk to Karmelo Anthony about two of the lesser charges that wasn't even on the table? The jury hadn't even received those instructions because I think Mike Howard, and at this time Karmelo was 19 years old, so his parents was not even in the room. I think Mike Howard, he overwhelmed him with all that information on purpose. Explain it more, Tony. Okay. So he only had 10 minutes, even though he said he asked for 30 minutes, which still is not enough, right? Well, he said John Roach wouldn't give him more time, but the prosecution saying that, nah, he was given 30 minutes. Still not enough. Still not enough. Now, this is my point. If Mike Howard only went to Karmelo to discuss the pros and cons of testifying, not testifying for the murder of first degree murder, okay, Karmelo Anthony would have probably understood that, even though his stress was very heightened. Because he was, even Mike Howard said in the affidavit, Karmelo Anthony was plan on testifying. Mike Howard was going to put him on the stands to testify. But Mike Howard knew he had already had this behind the scenes agreement, which was unlawful and illegal. So in his mind, he had to make it very chaotic for Karmelo, even though Karmelo was a 3.7 GPA student. You got to consider his emotions at this time. So what Mike Howard did, he introduced two instructions that the jury never heard, which was manslaughter and negligence. So instead of thinking about one charge, Karmelo Anthony, he had to think about first degree, manslaughter, and negligence, and then the pros and cons of each. This could happen. This could happen. Imagine you 19 years old. Imagine in your age right now. Imagine in your age right now. You are Karmelo on the 8th of June. You have sat through trial on a Thursday, a Friday, and a Saturday. You see an all-white jury. You already know that 21 people took the stands, and all of them have gotten up on that stand and lied and said that you was the aggressor and that you were not acting in self-defense and that you intended to do what you did to Austin White. So imagine all the stuff that already has been going through Karmelo Anthony mind, Menrisa, even in court. And then you got your lawyer and you got your parents out there and they can't come in this room with you. And your lawyer is telling you, if you testify, no, this is going to happen. This. Karmelo Anthony, what? And then he's hearing about manslaughter and a possibility of a lesser charge, which was all lies. That's why Karmelo Anthony decided not to testify. He got overwhelmed in that. And I'm pretty sure he didn't understand because it was his plan to testify. And then his lawyer coming in there, because you know you got to hold this secret deal. Hey, Karmelo, I don't think it's going to be good for you to testify. What? It's a shame what happened in Collins County. Let me keep going. But that's what happened, Karina. That's what happened. Plus, Mike Howard was going on a show giving expert opinion during the trial. That's why he was unprepared. I didn't know that part. Ha, amen, my sister, not my son. It's me. The enemy fought me about finding your channel again. Yeah. I think YouTube is hiding my channel very well because I'm still screaming free Karmelo. Have y'all noticed that even with the notification bell on, sometimes you may get an alert from me or not. It's by design. That's why I know that the other story is pushed out in public so we can forget about the injustice and the historical case that is moving forward in Texas that will give the black community more leverage to defend ourselves against any assailants. So that's why I said thank you so much for finding me, being diligent in finding my channel, because hey, if I was talking about the other case, you wouldn't have no issues finding my channel. Trust me, it's all by design, but thank you so much. Thank you. It should be no bond for a woman, Gary. Well, as far as I know, she's not. She's still in there. She can't afford it. Hey, how you doing? Here you go, Terry. Here you go. How you doing, La? How you doing? Miss Tony and Nestor, I know this question is outside of the topic, but I was wondering, can they sue? I would. I definitely will. Yes. I don't know why not. Yes. Oh, yes. If they want to, they can file a criminal case and a civil case. If they want to, yeah. That's something. Now, I know for sure that being Crump is there, and he's also involved in the Karmelo Anthony case. But yeah. Oh, yes. Especially if they don't release it. See, because if it was me, I would say you have 24 hours to release my son organs to the next office in Washington, D.C. Yeah, because why they still got it? Tomorrow be 20 days. Why they still got it? They better than me. We're going to have a party over here. What's up? Yes, Cassandra. What's good, Cassandra? Now, let me tell you this right here. I'm going to say this. Read between the lines. If they don't sue the medical examiner, I know why I stayed away from the case. If they do not sue the medical examiner or have their lawyers contact whatever medical board in Mississippi, have them, whoever down in Mississippi where this case is, turn over those organs in a certain amount of day. If they don't sue or don't put pressure, that's an indicator. Let me keep pushing. That's an indicator. Energy never lies. Come on with it. Hey, how you doing, Egyptian? He was going to testify, but the gentleman... Okay, you already answered that for me. Who, me? The gentleman agreement was sprung on him. Go read Mike Howard's affidavit. Come on with it. Affidavit Exhibit 10, paragraph 23. You see what we've been doing over here, Cassandra? Come on with it. Who, me? All right. I'm going to read yours. This is the gang of organized crime above the law, abusing power. Ooh, we finna get jumping to that. All those involved in Karmelo's case on the criminal justice side are the real criminals railroading this young man. Come on with it. Big facts, Tony. Discernment is a must these days to the 10th power. Come on with it. Ooh, God. Okay, hold on. Okay, let me go back to the slides. Here we go. And trust me, y'all, only got but it's quick information. Trust me, it's quick information. Now, you already know that Pat Fallon is on my radar, especially after Affidavit came out. Pat Fallon has not said anything regarding the Karmelo Anthony case, even though on the 9th of June, he had a lot to say. You already played that clip when he nutted up on Fox News, and he said every despicable thing about Karmelo Anthony. Even he now is very quiet because of that affidavit that came out. And matter of fact, he got quiet after the legal team was assembled. And it became public notice about that whole Karmelo Anthony coalition, not Dream Team coalition, right? Now, of course, to Texas, as I said before, Pat Fallon will run for the fourth term in November after winning the Republican nomination in Tuesday's primary election. You see the date on that? July the 12th, 2026. See Texas. See Texas, please. Don't let this man, don't listen. The way that he carried on with the Karmelo Anthony case, I need you to make this private and public and personal to yourself. Look how he spoke about Karmelo Anthony, knowing that he was innocent. And to Texas, I need you to take somebody out of your family or yourself and put them in Karmelo Anthony's shoes. Would you want this congressman talking about your family or you or somebody you know the way that he talked about Karmelo Anthony? And to know that he's been in office 4 terms already? It was meant for him to show his ass in that June the 9th interview. Let me tell you what, let me tell you right here. If Pat Fallon, if y'all Texas, if you never knew who your congressman was, it was time for him to be exposed as a time like this. The way that he acted June the 9th after the Karmelo Anthony case, the way that he spoke about that young man, and he's supposed to be over all of his constituents. Look up here. Let me go ahead and drop this down here. Hold on. Let me show you something. And then he has the audacity to be in Congress saying this right here. You serve all Americans, even those you disagree with. Representative Fallon. Hold on. What did he say in Congress? You serve all Americans, even those you disagree with. Republican Fallon. This came out one day ago. Attention exchange unfold during the House committee hearing as Representative Pat Fallon requested National Museum of American History director, whatever the case, he's fighting about some type of monument in here. But if you didn't know this, if you didn't know nothing about your congressman, do you see the character that he has? When he spoke about Karmelo Anthony after guilty verdict, but now he's all quiet. Now he's all quiet after the affidavit and the team. And let's not forget, his son was under that tent. Let's not forget, his son was under that tent. It is a reason why this congressman went all the way down in Collins County and got so involved in that case. His son was under the tent. Now, you got to go back and watch the last lives, but I broke it down and I did my research on that son, and I'm thinking, hey, he's about to be a quarterback. He's about to be a quarterback. He don't have any stats out there. I was looking because the last 2 years he's been on junior varsity. But trust me, this year he will definitely be QB1 or QB2 on the Memorial High School team. And I want to see how good the young man, because if this young man has to be good, the way that Pat Fallon was going crazy about this Karmelo Anthony case. But Pat Fallon, I'll be back. Trust me, I'll be back. I'm still digging. Oh, I'm still digging, but we already connected the dots between him and Metcalf. We already connected the dots between him and Metcalf and some witnesses. That came out of his own mouth. He know Metcalf for many years, and he also knows some of those witnesses. That came out of his own mouth on Fox News. So all I need to do is connect him, and we already know that he's working with Texas AG Ken Paxton. Ken Paxton. Oh, Ken Paxton is next on my list. Let me keep going. But hey, Pat Fallon, I got you. I'm watching you. But Texas, do what you need to do in November. Oh, Ken Paxton. Oh, one of my favorites. Oh, Ken Paxton. Ken Paxton. Now, Texas, whatever y'all are doing, I like this. Ken Paxton fundraising woes are beginning to worry some of the GOP in Texas. Ooh. If y'all haven't seen the clip, Ken Paxton ran out, and this was, y'all see it, 7 hours ago, 8 hours ago, 12 hours ago, 2 days. 2 days ago, Ken Paxton was at a press conference somewhere in Texas, and some of the news reporters was on their job. They said they started asking Ken Paxton about some of these scandals that he was in. Oh, Ken Paxton said, no, I'm not going to answer those questions. We're here for law enforcement. We're here to talk about the 30 law enforcement behind him. You know what? They was like, They kept assisting to ask him questions. Ken Paxton walked out on the news conference. He didn't really answer nothing. So it's really nothing to play. He walked out on them. But this is what I like to see, Texas. He is so bad, excuse me, even the Republicans in Texas don't even want him in office. You don't believe me? Here we go. Because also, matter of fact, let me go ahead and show you this. Even the Republicans don't want him back in that seat in Texas. Campaign finances data suggests Republicans may not rally around U.S. Texas AG Ken Paxton. Do y'all see how bad this man is when the conservative Republicans don't want this man back in office? Okay, tracking the money raised and spent in the U.S. Senate races between James Tallarico and Ken Paxton. Boy, they said Tallarico is putting a whooping on him in terms of fundraising. Hold on. Look at this right here. Corning donors largely keep distant from Paxton. Y'all, this is trouble. First, if John Roach go ahead and get recused, this man right here is going to fall second in line. Well, Tony, I'm new over here. Why you got an issue with Ken Paxton? Well, it was Ken Paxton is the one that sealed the crystal clear video from being seen by the public and going to trial. This is my issue with Ken Paxton. So when I started doing my due diligence, and I got 2 full videos on Ken Paxton, when I started digging on Ken Paxton, I said, ooh, I got some of those clips too. Hold on, I'm almost done. But keep doing what you're doing, Texas. Here we go. Some more headlines. Tracking money raised and spent in the U.S. Senate race between James Tallarico and Ken Paxton. Look at the next one. James Tallarico raised over $30 million in the second quarter, campaign says, more than triple Ken Paxton's sum. Y'all, Ken Paxton in the second quarter has only raised $9 million. Do you see why I'm saying that people is starting to back up from Ken Paxton? Even the conservatives. That man is so scandalous. Texas, if you didn't know nothing, the Karmelo Anthony case is exposing so many corruption people in high places that y'all should be thanking God that y'all now see a clear path. Now, I'm not going to say blindly put these Democrats in office, because you need to hold them responsible too. Don't let them walk in, because over 70 years, we've been letting them fools come in and they've been deceiving us too. But you got to get this fool out of here. You got to get this fool out of here. Ken Paxton is just that bad. Now, hold on. I got something else to show you. Now, Texas Tech. Matter of fact, I was reading, and if you don't know the second part of my channel, I cover NFL sports, Shador Sanders, right? Football. And I'm reading about a gambling quarterback that the Cleveland Browns and some other teams in the NFL is interested in bringing in the NFL. Excuse my French. I said, oh, hell no. Oh, no. I remember what you did to Shador Sanders last year. So they kept saying, oh, they're interested in, many teams could be interested in Brandon Sorsby. I said, oh, no, you better not. Well, before Karmelo Anthony, and I remember it to the day, before Karmelo Anthony was found guilty, I was doing an NFL football piece regarding Brandon Sorsby. Look at the last headline. And I'm reading. I said, why would an attorney general in any state go to the NCAA and say he's going to sue them if they don't let this white gambling quarterback play football in college? Of course, at the time, I didn't know it was Ken Paxton. I said, why would a Texas AG decide to sue the NCAA if they didn't let this white gambling quarterback, when I say he's gambling, y'all, he has a gambling addiction. It's so bad. And the NCAA said, you can't play. He said, oh, I bet you one. If you don't let him play, I'm going to sue you. You know what the NCAA came back and said a few days later? They said, if you attempt to sue us, we're going to file a federal lawsuit against you, AG Ken Paxton. Of course, at this time, he was just a name. And then the next thing you know, he fell back. I said, that was odd. But after going through this man's history, I know when he saw federal investigations, why he fell back. This man, Ken Paxton, the FBI was about to arrest him. The Department of Justice was about to arrest him. That's how deep it goes. Listen, now, to all my Shador Sanders fans, I'm bringing you to tomorrow. Look at this right here. I wasn't even looking for this headline. Look at this right here. Came out about a week ago. Texas Tech, which is the school that this gambling quarterback was paying for, Texas Tech chair donated $275,000 to Ken Paxton the day before AG intervened into Brandon Sorsby's saga. I said, oh my gosh. Why did that land on my desk? Do y'all see why Ken Paxton did what he did to all of my Shador Sanders fans? Why he was pushing so hard to Brandon Sorsby? Now, Texas Tech, based off this information right here, the NCAA, and matter of fact, I may go out on X and contact the NCAA and drop a dime on Texas Tech. They should go ahead and lose their whole entire season. And I'm sorry to all of the young black football athletes at Texas Tech, because in this year's draft, Texas Tech, a lot of their players got drafted in the first round. I'm talking back to back, all outstanding young black men. But that school got an issue. That school has an issue. I'm sorry, Texas Tech, but I'm gonna have to drop a dime, because listen, dealings like this is putting all of the young black athletes at Texas Tech in jeopardy. So if you're in Texas and if you know of an athlete or a student in Texas going to Texas Tech, you may want to put a bug in their ear, because this is a sign of trouble. This is a sign of trouble. Now, let me keep going. This is a sign of trouble, y'all. This is a sign of trouble. Also for Ken Paxton. Showered with donations. Hold on. Here we go. 14. Ken Paxton. There go to Texas Tech one. Donated $275,000 to Ken Paxton day before the AG intervened in the Brandon Sorsby saga. To the Shador Sanders Vestals, we'll talk about that tomorrow. Now let's keep going. Look at this, y'all. Here's some more other headlines about Ken Paxton. Ken Paxton, U.S. Senate campaign assured federal agents it returned illegal donations flagged in a letter. This man. Look at the date of that article, April 30, 2026. And you see why he's not getting many donations, even from the Republicans. This man is putting everybody in Texas in jeopardy. Even if you don't know him or not, Texas, you got an issue. Look at this right here. RICO campaign showered with donations after Paxton won GPO nod. You know what happened? They said, oh my gosh. Everybody in Texas that knew of this situation, they started flooding RICO. When they found out that Texas won the GPO nod, they said, oh, no. Texas, wake up. I'm trying to tell you. Even the Republicans are screaming, wake up. They only donated $9 million. And I think the people that donated $9 million to Ken Paxton is because it probably was some kickbacks. He probably helped them with some contracts. Besides that, I can't see nobody dealing with Ken Paxton. Let's keep going. Now, look at this right here. I'm trying to tell you. We already talked about this. James RICO raised over $30 million in the second quarter. more than triple Ken Paxton's son. I'm trying to tell you, the Austin Democrat hauled in a record for the U.S. Senate campaign in a candidate in the second quarter of an election year, and there's nearly 3 times what Beto O'Rourke raised in the same period in 2018. The way that RICO is getting the funding campaign, this may be one of the highest donation fundings for any Republican or Democrat in the state of Texas. That's how bad people is trying to get Ken Paxton out of that seat. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Now look at this. We finna get something interesting, and guess what? Only got about four more slides out of this, and then I'm in the chats. I want to show you this here. Here we go. Go to the second paragraph. The haul. Oh, I just spoke it. I just said it. The haul is a record total for a U.S. Senator campaign candidate in the second quarter of the election year, RICO campaign said, noting that he has now raised more than $70 million from over $1.5 million donations, including 780,000 individual contributions since launching his bid in September. This is how much he have raised in less than a year. I'm going to say it probably could be because of some of the policies that he want to bring to Texas, but a lot of this is garnered because of how bad Ken Paxton is. The only thing Ken Paxton hasn't done said he's Satan himself. All of the scandals in the background, all the illegal contributions, all of the dirt of the abuse of power. Hold on, I'm going to shock you. Hold on, I'm going to get to it. All right, I'm going to skip the second paragraph. Let's see here. We'll read the last one. Early Wednesday, Paxton campaign said he has raised over $9 measly million in the second quarter of the year, a personal best. Hold on. I'm sorry. A personal best, and the largest amount announced by a non-incumbent Senate. Oh, they just trying to make him sign good right here. Senator GOP candidate this cycle per his campaign. Both campaigns has yet to file their second quarter reports due July the 15th. Already passed. So this article must have came after that. To the Federal Elections Commission identifies their donors and how much cash they have on hand. Hold on. Here we go, y'all. Then I'm going to get into the chats. I'm down to the last 3 slides. Now, if you're an investor and if you was here doing my Ken Paxton videos, this is some of the information that I've discussed. I'm finna read everything. So go ahead and get your notes, your drink, and your vest. I cut it off at the top. We'll start with the first paragraph. Paxton agreed last year to pay nearly $300,000 in restitutions under a deal to end criminal security fraud charges over accusations that he duped investors in a tech startup near Dallas. Y'all, this man is so bad, he's stealing from companies that are trying to start up in Texas. Let me keep going. The allegations against Paxton were stunning in part because of who made them. Let's keep going. Now, this is something deep. What I'm about to read to you, listen to this. 8 of his closest aides reported him to the FBI in 2020. 8 of his closest aides reported him to the FBI in 2020. Well, Tony, who is his closest aides? Senior lawyers in his office. The 8 of his closest aides were the senior lawyers in his own office, accused him of bribery and abusing his office to help one of his friends and campaign contributors, Nate Paul, who also employed a woman with whom Paxton acknowledged having an extramarital affair with. The same allegations led to Paxton's impeachment on articles of bribery and abuse of public trust, but he was acquitted by the Republican-led Texas Senate, where his wife is a senator but did not cast a vote during the trial. But you know who also is in that group? Pat Fallon. Investors, Pat Fallon. I didn't know this. At this time, I was not reporting on Pat Fallon. It just hit me. This is the connection between Pat Fallon and Texas AG Ken Paxton. It just hit me. It just hit me. Now that I know who these players are. Paul pled guilty. Listen to this now. Paul is one of the closest friends of Ken Paxton and was found guilty in January to a federal charge after he was accused of making false statements to banks to obtain more than $107 million in loan. $170 million in loan. This is one of Ken Paxton's best friends. Paul pled guilty. Paxton pled not guilty. Catch what I'm putting down. After the November election, the DOD, Department of Justice, accepted a guilty plea from Nate Paul and is apparently letting Ken Paxton escape justice. This is what I'm saying. Nate Paul, you can't tell me. Nate Paul said, I'll take all the charges. But Ken Paxton, make sure you look after me. And he did. So how can Paul plead guilty, but Ken Paxton is found not guilty? You see what happened behind the scenes? And this is proof that the Department of Justice was going to arrest. He came this close from getting arrested. This is how bad this man is in Texas. Escape Justice T.J. Turner and Tom Nesbitt, attorney for two of the whistleblowers. Even he had whistleblowers. I told you how bad it was in Texas. Says a statement to the AP. Department of Justice clearly let political cowardness impact its decision. The whistleblowers all strong. Look, the whistleblowers that turned in Ken Paxton is all strong conservatives, did the right thing and continue to stand by the allegations of Paxton's criminal conduct. Well, Tony, wasn't it the Republicans, Department of Justice, that let Ken Paxton go? The answer is no. If you saw my other live streams regarding Ken Paxton, it was the Biden's Department of Justice that at the last moment told the Department of Justice not to handcuff and jail Ken Paxton. It was not the Trump's administration. It was Biden's Department of Justice, the Biden's administration, Department of Justice leader who let Ken Paxton go. It wasn't the Republicans. It was the Democrats. Biden's. Let's keep going. Yeah, go ahead and swallow. Go ahead and swallow. Go ahead and swallow. Here we go. Here's something else. Okay, here we go. Go down to the second full paragraph. First, grand jury records from, let me go ahead and drop down. Let me go ahead and drop down. Let me go ahead and drop down. I want y'all to read this here. Here we go. The grand jury records from 2021 obtained by the Texas newsroom last year showed that the federal authorities were investigating Paxton for several potential crimes, including bribery and witness retaliation. Uh-oh. Don't that sound like something that Madcap would do, John Roach would do, Pat Fallon would do, since they said that they had already talked to the witnesses? Because remember, in that same interview that we broke down regarding John Roach, he said the reason why he took the cameras out of the courtroom is because he wanted the witness testimony to stay the same. Didn't he say that, y'all? Didn't John Roach say that? To anybody that knows Karmelo Anthony legal team, anybody that know anybody, please bring that up regarding the motion to recuse John Roach, because he said the reason why he didn't want cameras in the room because he didn't want the witnesses' testimonies to change. Well, John Roach, how did you know what the witnesses' testimony was going to be? If you don't believe me, go out and watch that 18-minute video with John Roach speaking to WFAA. He said the reason why he didn't want cameras in the room because he wanted them to feel safe since they was minors at that time, which is a lie. But because he didn't want their testimonies to change, he wanted to stay the same. Let's keep going. During Paxton impeachment trial, listen, I told you this man was almost, I'm about to cry. I told you this man was almost about to be arrested by the Department of Justice. Former advisors testified that he pressured them to help the campaign donor Paul, who was under FBI investigation. The testimony included arguments over who paid for home renovations, whether Paxton used burner phones, and how his alleged extramarital affair became a strain on the office. Good gracious. So what was the lady doing in the AG office? Let's keep going. Paxton decried the impeachment effort as a political motivated shame. Now, he know better than that. Texas, I'm going to keep bringing this up just to keep putting this in y'all mind, who y'all need to get out of office. Now, I only got two more slides. Two more slides. Once again, GOP-controlled Texas House impeach. Do you see this? Republican attorney Ken Paxton triggering suspension, y'all. This is how, Texas, I understand we got busy lives. I understand it's a lot going on, but November, please, in the early voting phase, get out and vote. If not Texas, let me tell you one thing. This is no lie, and I'm not playing with you. The reason why Ken Paxton, he thought that he can get away with suppressing the Karmelo Anthony video is because he escaped the handcuffs of the Department of Justice when Ken Paxton realized that he had friends in high places, and when he had friends that would take a bid for him, he said, oh, he basically feels invincible, Texas. I'm not lying to you. That's why he felt like he can go all the way down in Collins County and take that video from law enforcement or whoever and suppress the video. And even as today, Karmelo Anthony was found guilty, given 35 years, and that video is still suppressed. Why? Texas. That's why he felt emboldened to do what he did in the Karmelo Anthony case, is because he escaped the handcuffs of the FBI Department of Justice. Let's keep going. They only got two more, y'all. And I just want to show this right here. This came out in 2023. Okay. New accusations. Ken Paxton used burner phones, secret email accounts, fake Uber name to hide ties to Nate Paul. Do y'all see the lengths that this Attorney General would go to commit his crimes? So just know, if this man is reelected in November, do you know he's actually going to get better at his crimes, because he's already on the radar. He's just going to be able to hide his crimes a little bit better because y'all didn't kick him out of office this time. Last slide, y'all. Last slide. Once Paxton learned several high-ranking officials in his office reported his behavior to the FBI, the House Impeachment Management alleged he took immediate steps to cover up his relationship with Paul, including wiring $122,000 payment to Paul affiliated company in effort to hide home renovations that Paul had provided for free. I just said this, and I forgot I had this slide. Now let me go to the comments. I'm gonna keep this up here, Texas, for y'all to keep reading over and over and over again. If y'all do not get this man out of office, the same man that suppressed the crystal clear video that we've been asking for since June the 9th, and he still got the video sealed. Read, Texas. All right, investors, coming to the chats. Justine 130, 139, coming back to the comments. The racist, the spirit. That racism is a spirit, and when people agree with them spirits and let them take over, then they do things like hurting the 11-year-old girl. Yes. You don't have to judge the book, but you can choose not to read it. Come on, Betty Boop. the boat operator died as well, right? The 38-year-old man, and the neighbor jumped off the boat and swam to shore and went to a neighbor. That is true. God saved the best for last. That's what the people said when he turned the water to wine. Donald Lawrence's song, Best for Last. Come on with it, Greater. Hey, how you doing, Greater Coming? The first one took the oath of money. Oh, we're going back to the Mississippi. Gotcha. Mississippi. Gotcha. Gotcha. For taking Nolan's body part, the medical examiner could have been charged with evidence. Right? Yes. I'm pretty sure who that lady name is. I don't know her name, but I know her face. She could be under criminal charges also. I'm trying to tell you, but this, I want to keep saying this. I'm going to keep saying this. If you don't see no one pushing for the release of the organs or threatening to sue anybody in Mississippi, that's a sign, y'all. Please catch what I'm putting down. Why isn't this against the law? Hey, how you doing? It should be against the law. It should be against the law. But see, just like Mississippi, no, just like Collins County, Mississippi, they believe they have been getting away with all of this for so long. They didn't think the Nolan Well case was going to get this much publicity. For whatever reason, they didn't think this. That's why. They didn't think this. They could use the organs for... I already said that, Mabel. How you doing, Mabel? I already said, yeah, them organs gone. They ain't gonna give them organs back. Now, let me tell you one thing. Now, this is what I would do as the second autopsy medical examiner. Now, you already hear my theory. Those organs are gone. So what they're probably doing, right? And this is probably why they didn't send them in with the body. First of all, they didn't expect the family to get a second autopsy. They thought it was going to be one and done, right? Stay with me. Stay with me. Come closer. Come closer. They thought that the first autopsy was going to be one and done. So they went ahead and sold off those organs. But when the family, they said they was going to have an independent autopsy, they had to go ahead and sell that body without those organs. Now, what if I was the second autopsy medical examiner that was going to do the autopsy? Now, Mississippi, if they turn over organs, right, it's not going to be Nolan Wells organs. If I was that second medical examiner, when those organs came in, I would do a DNA test on them. That would be the first thing that I would do if I was the medical examiner. Do a DNA test on those organs. If those are Nolan's actual organs that come back from Mississippi, I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised. But I don't think they are. The first thing he or she should do a DNA test. And then I was like, these are not his organs. Where's his organs? Y'all, that would blow the case up even higher. Where is Nolan Wells' organs? We already saying that. But the reason why them organs are gone, and I'm pretty sure they're looking for organs to substitute for Nolan's organs, not knowing that DNA is in your organs. More to come. More to come. Mississippi leaked his medical autopsy. They said it was a mistake. Okay. The structure removed from the neck cavity was the trachea, larynx bone that holds those structures in place during I can't get it out right now. We have a larynx and thyroid, not the cavity. Money, do you want to come up on stage, Money? You can turn off your camera. Come on and talk to us about the medical stuff. Just let me know if you come on. Hold on. Let me hold on. Let me go ahead and get a link for you. Let me go ahead and get a link for you. Hold on. Hold on, Bunny. You got to tell us. Hold on, y'all. Let me go ahead and get a link for you. And if Buddy don't want to come up, I'll leave the link up after I get through all the comments. If anybody want to come up. But I got to know you. I have to know that you're not a troll, and I have to know that you have already been in my chats, in my comments, in my lives, because I'm not just going to invite a stranger up here. Hold on. I had to get this. Hold on. Let me get this copy. Let's see here. All right. Let me see here. So, Buddy, let me know. I need to know what to say. It is true, said dead men do talk. Our organs do tell a story. Right. Right. Ooh, I love watching forensics. That's why I like looking at this stuff, because you're right. The body tells a story. The body tells a story. It stands for the greatest of all, my love. Okay, gotcha. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, got it. That goat. Okay. Karina, hey, how you doing, Katie? Hey, Tony. Free Karmelo. This is moving right along because God ahead is in it. Yes, it is association with the Illuminati front. You got it. Come on with it. They leaked it to TMZ. Crazy. Now, that's, see, because from what I heard from TMZ this weekend of the day before the funeral, TMZ said that the autopsy said he drowned. So when I heard this autopsy, see what I'm saying? Even the autopsies are different. I heard somebody report that TMZ said that the autopsy showed he drowned, but that's not the autopsy that Ben Crump talked about. See, I told you, that's why I can't follow this. They would have taken his organs whether or not he was a donor. They sold it. Facts. Bet it, boop. I said he was worth $1 million plus up. In good health too. Oh yeah. They probably even took. Let me go. It allowed because they need evidence. If it was drowning, as the chav said, they should have sent everything. So they not send anything mean that something is wrong. Facts. The 125,000 reward got the white male on hook. I heard it. He said that's right. I heard him. He looked spooky too. That white guy, that young man that said if they don't tell it, he's gonna tell it. He looks spooky. If you're not bested up with Tony, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Thank you so much. I don't know what you're doing with your life. What's going on, Vessels? One love. Come on. I know one thing. If those throat organs turn up, I just said it, Katie. If those throat organs turn up, a DNA test needs to be done to make sure that. I just said it, y'all. We on one accord. Katie. Secret KK clans meeting those who as had during Karmelo Mississippi trial. No, mistrial. Secret clans meeting those who had doing. I don't know what you're saying. I think I got what you're saying. Karina, that's what I mean. Karmelo never got a Oh, I got you, sweetie. Yeah, he never got it. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. But for all of those who just coming in the room that didn't know about the secret, it was a nice breakdown. I got you now, Karina. They need to throw the whole case out now. Facts. Research this. Per YouTube guidelines, you can use an overlay on videos you want to share here and play them long to keep from getting a strike. Oh, gotcha. Hey, how you doing, 420? How you doing? That's why I don't like to play videos over here. Sometimes people get sensitive about their content, but I always call everybody out and give them credit. But I totally understand. Hey, everybody, I'm late, but I'm here. What's up, 420? It's about to get dangerous. So basically, the agreement was to not let him have no defense at all. To do yes, lady. Yes, lady T. Hearing all this stuff, Mike Howard wrote up that he agreed to make me so sad. He could have reneged on the agreement. And that's what I said, Tony. Man, Mike Howard could have said, okay, sure. You know what? And we went over this. Mike Howard could have called internal authorities, law enforcement, federal agencies, and they could have said, okay, move forward, but this is what you're going to do, and this is what you're going to say, and wear this wire. And he still could have said, when he walked in there, bust up, told the agreement, executed the case like he wanted to, and then when he walked out of the door with Karmelo Anthony not guilty, the FBI, this would have been brief, y'all. This would have been like a movie. The FBI would have been waiting outside of the courthouse to go in while they coming out with Karmelo. The FBI is going in to get John Roach and the prosecutor, Bill Whiskey and Toby Shug, and even called DA Greg Willis over there and put him in handcuffs too. That would have been the perfect ending. But I will say this. Would we still been talking about the case? Maybe, because we want to know what happened. But we would have never known how bad it was in Collins County. Karmelo Anthony, there's a purpose for him and us going through this. Who knew who was coming behind Karmelo Anthony? It could have been just as bad or worse. There's a reason for everything. That's why we're going to stay this course and keep pushing, because you just never know. It could have been, somebody that you knew for real in Texas, Collin County, got word bad and worse. Texas is, I can't even get it out. Howard is the devil and looks like that man in a movie smile, though folks so evil and hatred. Mike should have been kicking and screaming this injustice in the courtroom. Come on, Tony. If the gentleman agreement is legal, can the appeal team say it was and it violated? Yes. Oh, yes. That's what it's for, Bunny. Oh, yeah, that's what it's for. That's why the legal team put it right back there for Exhibit 10. Oh, that's what it's for, Bunny. Oh, yeah. It's going to work in Karmelo Anthony appeal trial. And that's why I said, whoever judge is over the motion for a new trial, if they deny this, they just as dirty as John Roach. And he's going to be investigated too. You got an affidavit by a defense attorney basically saying, I railroad my client for the prosecution and the judge. Come on, what we talking about? Yes, buddy. Yes, we're going to be over here celebrating. Let's see here. Exactly. We don't know what went on under that tent. No evidence, no knife, no DNA, no nothing. I hope they throw this case out. Love the show. Thank you, Tony. Cockroach needs to be in jail for this. Oh, it ain't over for him. It ain't over. Mike Howard was in. Be still, people of God, and know that he is God in this time, in this trying time. Come on with it. Yes, he was overwhelmed. True, very true. Tanya, I wish Puff that. Somebody said that before. Karmelo Anthony don't need nobody related to Puff Daddy because he got the Almighty God on his side. And look what Puff Daddy lawyers. He still got jail time. Puff Daddy is still in jail. He didn't even walk away. Bertha is whooping on the coast of and also Mississippi, the golf course. That hurricane is whipping on Texas and Mississippi. Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, right there in the golf course. That hurricane, listen, God know what he's doing. And matter of fact, the week of the 4th, that's when that flood happened in the same spot in Texas. It happened last year when it drowned all those campers. Do y'all remember that? Was that just last week or the week before? The flooding. I agree, and thank you for keeping Karmelo case in front of us. Yeah, self-defense is not a crime. Come on with it, life. Bishop. Yes, of course. Welcome to the room. Are you serious? I was thinking that. It's a damn shame how Mike Ho made deals behind Karmelo back and lied to his parents' face. Right on, Tony. That's what I was saying. $300,000 between him and Toby. $300,000 from what I'm hearing that he charged Karmelo Anthony. I think it's actually more. That's exactly what happened. And whatever happens to Mike Howard, he deserves it for what he done to Melo. No diddy. I make sure I look for both cases and a few others. Okay. Yes. Daniel Irvin, I got my thing on that one too. And the little girl. And TJ Davis. Of course, that was 5 years ago. But I'm keeping my eyes to the ground for that one too, because he was a handsome young man. Hey, how you doing, Rachel? Yes, an indicator. You got it. Yes, I agree with you. You got it. Terrell, let me tell you, if Karmelo was missing the grand, you would never been able to indict my son for first-degree murder. Oh, without him having a drop of blood on him. I'm so heated behind this. Yes. My notifications are messed up, and your page is... My notifications are messed up, and your page is sometimes hard to find, yet I find. I told you. Sometimes I feel like the AG Nation, they want me to report on that case, and since I refuse to report on that case, I think they're trying to push me to the back and hide me behind. So for everybody that do find me, thank you so much. But I think I'm being pushed to the back because I refuse to report on it. I refuse. See, them folks don't want to give us reparations, but these lawsuits are going to have the same effect. I just don't like what's happening to our young people in the midst of it all. I agree with you, but I still think we still going to get reparations. Oh, hey, how you doing, Patrice? You found me too. Welcome back. I've been missing you for the last lives. Welcome. Tony invested up family. Come on with it. Fallon would be falling. He's scared. And I've been trying to dig up some scandals on him. I know they out there. I just got to find them. Wasn't that his son under the tent? Yep. Wasn't that his son under the tent too? Pat, yes, it was, Tanya. They needed to vote that demon Pat Fallon out, and he's on the ballot too this year. I forgot to bring that up. Ken Paxton is on the ballot, and also Pat Fallon is on the ballot this year. Okay, both of them are on the ballot this year. Texas need to stand up and get him out. I would have had that paperwork already drawn up because I would know who I'm working with. Come on with it. See them dirty people in Collins County? That is the reason why, and the governor over the boat over everything. And the governor. The Republican proposing his space. They got to get them both. Yes, out of office. Real talk. Facts. Pat Fallon jealous of Karmelo. He can't stand his excellence character. Patty said, I dare you defend yourself, Karmelo, against a white bully. And also, his son was under the tent. That great white hope quarterback was under the tent. Fallon fighting about a momentum. He better be scared because he would maybe fighting in jail. Come on with it. He probably trash too. he probably trash too. Hey, he been on varsity for the junior varsity for the last 2 years, so we'll see this year. Yep, his son is on it and needs to be charged with the rest of those thugs. Commission of a felony. That's why we said Pat Fallon will be saying, not my son. Pat Fallon will be saying, not my son. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Plus, he spoke to the witnesses. Facts. Look like Fallon gonna end up like Pharaoh in the Red Sea. God got some Red Sea for all those modern day pharaohs. Come on with it. The truth is coming to light. I'm in Texas and can't wait. I know you are. I wasn't gonna put you out there. And I can't wait to November. Thank God I have family members in Collin, Dallas, Toronto County, and I'm getting everybody prepped. Thank you so much, Queen, 2 queens and 1 king. Thank you so much for your diligence. Wake them up because they may not know this stuff. Wake them up. They may not know this. Those thugs that jump Karmelo all needs to be charged and lose scholarships and whatever else they got for attacking Karmelo. Agree, Tony? Oh, trust me, it's going to be a restitution for all of that. What they don't understand, Tony, we are in the process of stepping up, never to step back right to the past Jim Crow era. And that's why they're afraid of this. I'm in Arlington, Texas. I will be voting against both of them. Come on with it, Texas. Come on with it. And y'all, whatever state you in, go out and do your own research on your politicians because Who knows? We could also have demons and devils sitting in high places in our states. You better look at their history. Just put in their name and search for scandals or legal activities. It'll come up, because Paxton is dirty and just been under severe investigations. And yes, this is why, yes, he feels like he's invulnerable, he's invincible, and he feels like he can just get out on a plea deal and still hold office. The devil is a lie. Paxton is very easy and behind so much corruption. Yes, damn shame they're still in office. Come on with it. I was also suspicious of Hunter when it came to the stagger. Hey, how you doing? Much love, always, DT. So were we. Why didn't Hunter testify guilty? And why wasn't the original tool they said caused Austin there presented in court? In the gentleman's agreement, they all agreed not to introduce the knife because it probably wasn't Karmelo Anthony. I know it wasn't Karmelo Anthony because they wouldn't even introduce it into court. That's why I pray to God. Come on with it. We have to ask God to put his people in office that's going to do right. Facts. I think he did it with the help of the others. Let's see here. Hey, how you doing, Carol? Mike Howard probably knew that it wasn't going to be any transcripts in a timely manner. Listen. But this new trial, those transcripts going to have to be turned over. Those transcripts will have to be turned over. Now, for his legal team, they don't have to pay for that. For the public, if we want to get a copy, yes. But legally, those transcripts will have to be done and turned over. It's the law. It's the law. Paxton Roach Wilski, the prosecutor, will not escape even when they move on this injustice. Will be forever be in the place called Texas. Thank you, Miss Tony Vessels, for all of you do. Many blessings to you and yours, there, T. Cleveland, Ohio, in Jesus' name. Hey, listen, that's just my team. I'm not in Cleveland. That's just my team because of Shador Sanders. Paxton, if you lie, you steal, you kill, guilty of all three. You thought you killed Karmelo's future, yet the Lord has shown you different. Trust and know the Lord never lied. Come on with it. Hey, how you doing, Hebrew? Now, I have to go vote for Tallarico because he beat Jasmine Crockett in the Oh, he's the one that beat Jasmine Crockett. But wasn't only because they changed the lines. They did something funny with the lines. They did something funny with the lines. Hey, Tony, I'm vested up. Hey, all vested up family in the house. Yes. Wonder why the Madcap twins were bullies. Because their father knew so many powerful people. That's why they could bully girls, the cheerleaders at Kane House, and others. Because they could get away with it. Of course, Karina. Free Karmelo. What's up, Mel? What's up, Miss Mel? Let's see here. If you vote, always check your candidate background, and these criminal degenerates have less chance of being elected. Facts. They thought they could use the card of what they think is power, but God has all the power. Come on with it. They are getting away with a lot of things because they had connections. And once Roach falls to the side and Paxton falls to the side, oh my gosh. Fallon will be next after that, and all the oh man, what they did to Karmelo was actually RICO. It is yet to be seen if they will be held accountable and thrown in jail. She took the words out of my mouth. RICO. Organized crime. That whole government needs to be revamped. Too many demons. Come on with it. The truth always come to light from the dark. Now I understand. That's the Trump way. It wasn't Trump. It was the Democrats. It was Biden's administration. God has cut their connections. What they did to Karmelo was actually RICO. Gotcha. Appreciate the lowdown on Paxton. Facts, yeah. That was light compared to what I've been reporting on Paxton. They will cover for them one way or another. And that's why the vote blue, no matter who, is stupid. Come on with it to say, yes, do your homework. Didn't Ken Paxton's wife turn on him too? After the 2 weeks ago when he was caught with his side woman, I heard she did go crazy. I heard she did go crazy recently when he was caught on a plane with the side woman. Let's see. Clive Davis just went home. Clive Davis just went home. These old dinosaurs can only do wrong so long, right? And they shall come to. You're right. These old dinosaurs. But it is the Trump administration that sold out Cornyn to support Paxton. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Oh, listen. Let me tell you one thing. The president you just mentioned, he has a whole lot of other stuff to worry about than this right here going out in Texas. That's why Paxton and Fallon, they're like a bird on a limb, because this current president got a whole lot of other stuff to worry about than what Texas unmessed up, okay? Yes. He doesn't stand a chance. Need to start with governor and all of them from the top down and the bottom up. Trying to tell you, Psalms 10, the wicked go astray from the womb telling lies. Come on with it. I think somebody gave me that verse before. KP is flat. Ken Paxton is flat out criminal and should be in jail. Facts. All of them need to be locked up for real. Come on with it. The lying friend of Nolan gave interview. My buddy. The lying friend of Nolan gave an interview that looked just like Hunter lying on Karmelo. These white males feel entire. My buddy. It won't be suppressed for long. Come on with it. You're right about that. When he ends up doing everything like Gavin Newsom, then Texas will remove him from the office. Come on with it. Hey, how you doing, Pamela Lee? How you doing? I got a Pamela Lee and a Mita Lee. How you doing? Texas got our ancestors and descendants, blood, sweat, and tears in their hands. Injustice inflicted upon us in our land. This is the time to take back the power. This is the time to take back the power. It's time for it to flip. It's time for it to flip. I'm almost about to say something. Once we do the right things, everything else will fall into place. All we just need to hit one domino, and won't it be funny how everything will start falling in place? One domino, y'all. One domino. This could be the first time in history that Texas will either go blue or a real solid purple. Chris King, and I'm gotta go back and watch that video. Chris King actually said that Texas is a Democratic state, but the Democrats will not get out and vote, which is why it always look red. Y'all, Texas can make history with the right Democrats and flip this thing blue, just like I can't remember. I was working in Georgia that year. And they said that Georgia would never turn blue. Where was I working? Yeah, I was working. And do you know what happened that year? I think it was at Biden's last administration. Georgia turned blue. Not a purple. Georgia turned blue. So if Georgia can do it, I know that Texas can do it. And listen, in this midterm here, I got some friends still in Georgia. They said they can't wait till November. They say if they can get in line for August or September or October, they would do it now, just to go ahead and flip Georgia back blue. I'm trying to Texas, Georgia, Texas, y'all can do it. Georgia and Texas, y'all can do it. Because I know I got some Georgia Vestas up in here. Hey, how you doing? Collapso C's 4128. How you doing? The second pathologist will never see those organs. We just said it, and they never eat. They didn't even send pictures of the organs. Y'all, murder, homicide. It gotta be a rule. I ain't gonna do their job for them. But you know what? I'm gonna do it for the Vestas. tomorrow, gosh, I'm not coming on live tomorrow. So Sylvester, I will not be on live tomorrow, but I'm coming back again Saturday, my normal time at 9:45 in the morning. And I'm going to research the rights that medical examiners have. We're going to talk about this again because I already did my CSI video on Saturday. We're going to talk about the rights that medical examiners have, and if they suspect any foul play, y'all, we're going to talk about that Saturday, y'all. Put it on the list. We're going to talk about that Saturday. We're going to talk about that Saturday. We're going to talk about that Saturday for any and all cases. This is crazy. If God don't deal with this country about all the witnesses, God's gonna have to apologize. Ooh. And you said something. Good gracious. Ooh. And we know that God is not a liar. Ooh. Kish. Ooh. God said, bet. Ooh. Exactly, Tony. I put nothing past them. Miss Tony, Mississippi thought it was over when they found out about the second autopsy. They had to throw some organs in a bag. Not all the one. Listen, as you already said, and another vessel said, and I think whoever the second medical examiner is, they're not dumb. They're going to run a DNA test on those organs. He or she should be. Do you think TMZ are ops? Facts, I do. Okay, because I know unless the other podcaster had lied that said that TMZ said that the autopsy said it was a drowning. So I was like, oh, it's going to be an open casket. And then when I heard that it wasn't an open casket, and then when I heard Benjamin Crump say what he said, I said, what the? I said, no, Lord, now it's a dispute about the autopsies. Hey, Tony in chat. Hey, how you doing, Janice Jackson? Buddy, Janice Jackson, 1469. What's up, Katie? You're correct. Needs DNA test for the throat organs if they never release them. Come on with it. Mike Howard Affidavit, he's waving the white flag. Come on with it. And listen, what if Mike Howard say I wore a wire? It's all over. It's all, look, we don't need a motion for a new trial. If Mike Howard said I got a recording or I wore a wire or go ahead and call the FBI judge, Sid Harrell, or anybody else to go ahead and pick up everybody on the golf course because in the woods, because either they're going to be in the golf course or the woods are already in hiding when on August the 19th, because John Roach is going to be recused. And the very next day, it's going to be a motion for new trial. They need to go in hiding. And we're going to be right here. Watch the mighty high God do this. Do with this storm. Ooh. Oh, you know God sent that hurricane. God is talking. You mean the Texas and the Mississippi? Oh my gosh. Tony, you own it. You called it. He got all that money in the fund. The funding company started that. Listen, he's taking money from a tech startup company. Dang, Fallon. Not Fallon. Who knows? He could have been in it too. But God dang, Ken. My notifications are off too. This is why I miss. Oh my God. Yeah, everybody, if you're in the room, please hit the like button before you leave the room. But also check your notification bells. Sometimes, unintentionally, wink, wink, the notification bell could be turned off. Wink, wink on some channels. But go ahead and check your settings and make sure for Tony Talks vested up that no glitch in the matrix has turned off your notification for this type of content, because I'm staying the course. Thank you so much. This is why I see what I'm saying. God got you on Front Street, Karmelo Anthony. Yes, Shirley. Free Karmelo. What's up, Richard? Free Karmelo. Hello, Tony and Mons in chat. What's up, Red B? Free our nephew. Way does like, hey, how you doing, New Vesta? Free our nephew. If they're always cut out of organs and glands from an autopsy, like they say, I do not agree if you can determine death, cause, and manner without other reasons without your permission. Well, guess what? I already said I got my homework. I'm not coming on live tomorrow night, but Saturday morning, if not Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, medical examination. And I already know the answers. I already know the answers. T-Ax. There are no less evils voting locally in Texas. Come on with it. Come on. 10 toes down for Karmelo. Wait, how you doing, Queen? Fallon's son probably Betty Boop. He definitely was involved. He definitely was involved. I mean, some of the things that he said about Karmelo Anthony, and just like he said, he was jumping on somebody on the House floor saying you got to serve all Americans, even if you don't like them. With Pat Fallon, you supposed to protect all of your constituents in Texas, Democrats or Republicans. And Karmelo Anthony and his family was a constituent of Texas. So why did you talk about them like that? You don't even follow your own words and beliefs, Pat Fallon. Metcalf pretty much said what they did when he called Karmelo Anthony a watermelon felon, but God is in charge. Free Karmelo, free Karmelo. This is too much truth. If those blacks don't get him out of office, shame on them. The new legal team for Karmelo gonna be serving subpoenas, and the roach gonna run for your son too, Fallon. Come on with it. Come on with it. Everybody. Texas about to expose the biggest coons gonna be walking with their heads hung down. Come on with it. They shot down the polls in different. Well, I will say this, Texas, you better make sure that it doesn't happen. But listen, this is one year that everybody is going to be focused on Texas. I don't think they're going to play that this year because the whole entire nation is focused on Texas this year. And the Democrats, they should definitely make sure that this does not happen in Texas. Listen, the right Democrats, because we got some wrong Democrats, and the right Republicans, because we definitely got some wrong Republicans. But everybody that wants a change in Texas and in all of their states, and they got the heart of the people, not just by mouth, but actually in their heart, they should make sure that every poll is up. We did show up to vote for Jasmine, but it didn't work this time. I think because they messed with the lines. She was saying something about the lines. She said something about the lines. They did something with the lines. They did something. I may have to go back to Roland Martin, and I'll bring that back up Saturday, what they did with the lines. They changed the districts of the lines. Some type of way, they changed the districts of the lines. Them roaches be scattered everywhere. They could get away with what? Austin is dead. That boy ain't coming back. Karmelo survived. Well, they could get away with putting Karmelo in behind bars for 35 years to work for the Texas prison industry. They couldn't get away with what? They're not going to get away with this. Karmelo Anthony will not be a prisoner, incarcerated worker in Texas industrial prison, Texas prison industries. The devil is a lie. And no other young man or woman that would be wrongfully convicted. We're trying to put a stop to all of this. That's what we're not going to let Texas get away with. The medical examiner will doing DNA. Okay. And if it's not noted, God bless America. Hey, listen, I said the same thing. This thing is going to blow up. Now, this thing will blow up. And I think that's why they haven't got those organs. Those organs are gone. Instead of just saying, hey, we talked to the parents, he was an organ donor, but they're not saying that. So basically they took his organs and they got money for it. And guess who that went to? The money regarding his organs, it went to the state of Mississippi. Because the parents didn't get the money. The parents didn't get the money. Good evening, everybody. What's up, Flo? Happy me in the Tony Talks chat room. What's up? Yes, there it is. Yes, the red line. Yes, they redrew the lines, which forced her to run for Senate. Oh, instead of the House, then cheated in a polling zone to cause her to lose. Oh, thank you for that, Destin. Yes, the red line, they redrew the lines, which forced her to run for Senate instead of the House. then cheated in a polling zone to cause her to lose. There you go, y'all. There you go. Thank you so much. Bunch of devils been getting away with too much for time is up. Time is up. Robbing Peter to pay. I don't know why I'm laughing at that. Nate Paul. I don't know why I'm laughing at that. Tony, you got to go to the corner. Tony about to go to the corner. TMZ is up. Yeah, I don't even mess with TMZ. Someone showed KP Ken Paxton with his mistress. That's the one. And they were holding hands as soon as he figured out he was alive. He pretended him. Ken Paxton said, oh, gosh. Listen. We're going to celebrate also mid-November with Ken Paxton. Texas, I will be watching you. You're 1 hour behind or 2 hours behind the East Coast. I'm watching y'all, Texas. Please do right. Please do right. Ken Paxton. They were holding hands as soon as he figured out he was alive. He pretended him and his missus were together. Let's see here. Let's see. Narrative building evidence. Please be specific. I kind of smell a troll, but if you're a troll, just go ahead and tell me exactly what you're talking about, because narrative building, I went over the dates. We went over the gentleman's agreements from Mike Howard, the defense attorney. Please explain yourself. Please give a little bit more context to that, please. When we deceit those crooks, I wonder if Judge, that would be nice. The only reason she stepped down is because they harassed her when she lowered Karmelo Anthony bond. Want to do Paxton and Fallon feel us breathing on their neck? Yes. I feel it. Amen. It's definitely time to flip. Amen on the flip. Betty Boo right. They think wrongful conviction was a band-aid. These motherfuckers are desperate for a win. I still need to know who you are. I told y'all God's wrath was going to pour down on Texas and Memphis. You did say it, Katie, last week. Won't they do it? Yes, he did. You did say that, because I think also you was in the live when I discussed all of the flooding heading to Mississippi. Theirs time is up. Our ancestors are fighting for us, giving us the strength. Let's go, Besters. It's time. Facts. We do have a new, like a renewed spiritual strength that has come from the ancestors that is totally spirit. We feel it and they feel it. Trust me, Vestas. That's why they shaking right now. Who? You don't got to believe me. If Texas go blue, we will be invaded with 10. Look, I want to bring that up. Democrats, let me tell you one thing. The only reason that man got in the office is because you did let the floodgates open. Democrats, we don't have time for that right there no more. Listen, Americans, we're already suffering regarding the high prices for food, gas, housing, insurance, medical, and everything else. We don't have time for this. We don't have time for this. Now, let me tell you one thing. In a state like Texas, regarding the two men that I cover, I would take any Democrat that I can to remove them out of office, because we don't even, listen, let me tell you one thing. When Pat Fallon, even though he escaped the handcuffs of the FBI and the Department of Justice, some of his crimes was not even disclosed. We don't even know all of his crimes. What I went over tonight was very, very light. That man has some crimes the Department of Justice and the FBI has sealed and signed. It's so bad in Texas. So right now, I totally understand what you saying, but those two people, they need to get out of office. But I got what you saying. And y'all need to go and talk to Teller RICO and all about, hey, ask them up front, what is your opinion on illegal immigrants? Trust me, because even Georgia had to have a talk to about one Democrat that was very loose-lipped regarding what? Oh, everybody said, boo, they voted the other way. Let more of our children become lawyers, prosecutors, judges, sheriff officers, and detectives. Insert law and order into our communities and govern ourselves fairly and law-abiding Americans. Amen. There's a lot of Hispanics in Texas. I don't think they want to vote blue. Listen, it's Karmelo Anthony this year. Who knows who it could be next year? Mando. Who else? I don't know their names like that, but y'all see where I'm going. They could go ahead, be funny, but who knows? Next year it could be one of theirs. So they could go ahead. They could go ahead. Trump may have changed their mind. We'll see. Facts. No me pigs. No notes were sent to DC. Crazy. Someone came out and said that a medical examiner only need a high school diploma. I had another Vesta say that to me behind the scenes and get elected in position. See, I thought there was only her. No, I see that is a consensus now. In order to keep the organs, the first examiner was supposed to notify the second examiner and also supposed to send to, see? And then you don't need the whole organ. You could have took a piece of the organ, right? Like a tissue or a sample, and still sent the rest on. Now, it's something going on about the organs. I meant it definitely would be all over. I got you, Pamela. Snow snatcher, organ seller, muckers. I heard Lakeisha said that Karmelo hearing would be. Yes. It's right here. Yes. It's right here. We covered that in the beginning. Both of the trial, the motions, the motion to recuse Roach, and also the motion for a new trial. On August the 19th, it starts at 9 a.m. in the morning. It will be televised. If he wore a wire, that would be interesting because you know all the legal problems it would bring. But if you did talk to, let's say, a higher authority, like a federal agent, they said wear it so we can get hard proof. We shall see. Mike Howard would bring a boombox and Mike just say, I'm weak, Tony. Hey, that woman did the autopsy, has been known to mess. I heard about that too. All the black young men, I think she said, I forgot what they said she put on the death certificate. Yeah, it's not homicide. Please make sure you do not have donate organs on your license. That's how they searching us. Family, please. That is true. I took mine off years ago. And I'm going to say this, y'all. Also, I told my family this. If anything ever happened to me and they know that I'm not an organ donor, unless it's like kids or family or whatever, I told them when the autopsy is done, right? Make sure that my organs are there. And let's say the funeral home or the medical examiner say, oh yeah, that's our organs. I'm going to say, I got it in my will. Run a blood test to make sure those are my organs. And if those are not my organs, I told them to sue the hell out of the county and the state because somebody took my organs. And then also, I almost said something. But yeah, I even pray over my organs that if I'm somehow separated from my organs and they don't go to my family or to whom I wish, I pray over my organs to die in the person that has stole my organs. I said die. I tell my organs to die in the person that may get my organs without my approval. I sure do. Die. The video photographer can see 3D inside of the deceased body. The states want the organs. See what I'm saying? Why are y'all so fixated on Jasmine Crockett? Jasmine ever filed a motion for the shot the polls down and did not let people in lines before 7 p.m. So they did not count those votes. Oh. That's crazy. They got to count every vote. What? Oh, okay. I'm going to do some research on that. Does anyone have Karmelo mailing address? I cannot locate it. Yes, it was in another live, but I'll bring that back up Saturday morning. I do have that address, and I know exactly where it is. I'll bring it up. Okay, here we go. Preach. Speaking to existence, Pastor TTG. Rachel. If possible, apply to work at the polls, terminal locations, midterms. That is facts. They look for volunteers. They took his throat, his lungs, and stomach. It would prove he wasn't drowned. It was strangulation. I've heard of that too, Miss Lady T. Those devils need to be studied. They ain't right in the head, just evil. Someone found that Ken Paxton in the airport video. They keeps running it. I'll find it. Hey, how you doing, OG Prison? How you doing? I gotta go to your channel. Big facts, Tony. We will take any Democrat over Paxton. He gotta go. And also Pat Fallon. The way that he talked about Karmelo, he's part of that too. Pat Fallon, he gotta go too. Medical examiner did not send notes or pictures. They didn't even send the notes. They didn't send the organs. They didn't send the photos. They didn't send the notes. Oh yeah, something here. We already know this. Tony, will you be covering the live? Listen, I had already said this. If I'm not travel, it'll be I'm taking PTO so I can be right here, watch it, and I can give my commentary as it go. I sure do. I plan on it. Yes. I tell them I smoke and drink, and they don't want my organ. I'm not messing with you because you can. I hear that, Tony. I had it on my license because I actually need a coronary transplant. I want to give back because everybody, I understand. I understand. I mean, really, it's your choice. But you know, black melanated organs definitely go higher than anybody else's organs. It's because of the melanin. And a lot of people have went missing, especially black females and males. In Texas, a one-party state for recording, or does it require you to advise you're going to record? I don't know. That's pretty good. Huh? But see, if he did contact a federal agency and they told him to record, it don't matter. If that came from like a federal order, it don't matter. Federal always overrides states. Especially when you got proof of corruption, it don't matter. But I know what you're talking about, the party. I know what you're talking for the party. 207 Democrats voted against Protected Child Innocent Act. And Jasmine and Crockett Al Green was two of them. All of them Dems was compromised. Children Innocent Act. Okay, I'll bring that back up. I'll bring that back up. Also, that changed my mind. Not no more. Okay. Hey, Vestas, guess what? I just got through all of the comments. How long it's been? 2 hours and 32 minutes. We did that, Vestas. That's what I'm saying. Thank you so much. Shirley said they did not allow the people in before. Say what? They did not allow the people in before 7 p.m. So they did get to vote after she filed a motion to allow them to go. Oh, the poll's supposed to be open like early that morning, like 6 a.m., 7 a.m., whenever it's. Oh, how can you only allow people 1 hour to vote? That is crazy. Hold on. Now, regarding this right here, I've heard about how politicians or House and Congress, they can have a name on the outside, let's say, protects Children's Innocent Act. But also in those pages, somewhere in those pages, they could have had also added another, let's say, law or policy that the Democrats did not approve of. So you have to strike down the whole entire thing. So I'm going to look into it. But normally, especially around these big spending bills, you could think they're talking about X, Y, and Z, which they are. But then also they will insert other things regarding other countries that if you don't read it, like Judge Roach didn't read the 193-page appeal packet to see Mike Howard's affidavit in there. Sometimes they can sneak other policies and acts in there under the guise of such an act as this. Now, I don't believe it, but I'm just going to do my homework. But I've heard they also insert other things in that packet, and you thinking that the whole entire packet is the act, but nah, they already inserted other stuff, and the Democrats will they will shoot the whole entire thing down. Just like what else? I think they did something with the reparations like that too. But let's say him. That is crazy, Shirley, but I'm gonna check on that. I generally believe that we need to get rid of white racist sector of the Republican Party in Texas. We need sisters like Angela Tucker leading the public. I agree with you. I agree with you. But I don't care who you vote in. Just get Pat Fallon and Ken Paxton out of those seats. I don't care. Republican or sister Republican, get them out of there. Get them out of there. Get them out of there. I don't care who you vote for, but get them out of there. Get them out of there. But whoever you vote for, make sure they're for the people of your state. I missed you again. I will go back to the beginning. Also, check your notification bell because a lot of people is telling me that the notification bell for this channel is turned off. I see you. I'm not putting yours up here, so you can keep that. You can keep that blasphemy. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and help you out the room. Let me go help you out of the room. Don't you never disrespect and mock God over here at Tony Talks Vested Up. Don't you never come over here to Tony Talks and disrespect God like that. You demon and you devil. Not on my channel. Don't you never do that over here at Tony Talks Vested Up. Don't you never disrespect Jesus Christ over here like that. Thank you, Tony, for reading all our comments and not the ones with the. Come on, y'all already know who I am. Y'all already know who I am. Not just y'all already know who I am. If not, you're learning. The polls close at 7. So how can they let people in at 7 and close the polls at 7? That is crazy. That is crazy. But you're welcome. I like that. I like that. If you take the time to come over here and talk to me and listen to my content, hey, I'm going to read your comment because you don't have to be here. I'm going to read your comment because I appreciate you coming over here with me. That's crazy, Shirley. Shirley, that's crazy. They changed the voting location and changed the law saying where they would be. That is crazy. Texas. So you know what, Texas? So do you know why they did this? Texas, do you know why they did this? They had got enough information in what they call it pre-polling. And they saw what the Democrats was actually going to come out. And so they had to throw these type of schemes in place, throw these type of obstacles in place because they knew that the Democrats was going to come out and flip the state of Texas. Y'all, all y'all got to do is, y'all already know how they're going to do it. Go out again and do the right thing for you and your family in Texas. But that was an indicator that the Democrats was coming out strong in this election right here that happened, what, early primaries or whatever it was with the Jasmine Crockett race in March. That means they knew that the Democrats was coming out in droves. Oh, keep doing what y'all doing, Texas. Keep doing what y'all doing, Texas. Pray for the 70 who was given the wrong. What? Pray for the 78-year-old who was given the wrong medicine, overdosed on fentanyl. They only offered her I got you, Betty Boop. Nah, she could sue too. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. No. I hope she didn't take the $4,000. And I hope she didn't sign any papers because they trying to, that's that. Okay. Yes, more than 1 billion of policy round. Okay. There were voters in line before 7 p.m. They closed. See what I'm saying? That's that's definitely against the law. That is definitely against the law to close the polls. If you're in line by 6:59, you supposed to be able to vote, because they would normally have a poll worker at that time go behind the last person that will vote, and then everybody else, you cannot vote. But that is crazy. Round them all up together. Okay. I saw that too. Pat Fallon donated to the Boys and Girls Club. He voted against the closure to protect. See? Pat Fallon is a Republican. It had to be something in there. It had to be voted against the closure. It had to be something in there that they saw that kind of triggered them in the wrong way. Yes, get Cat passing the fact set. Oh, man. Get them out. We rebuke you in the name. That's what I'm saying. People coming in here with that crazy stuff. We rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Return to sender. Yes. Go to who? I'm gonna say. Lord, Texas is doing all the manner, but it seemed like Texas was trying to do the right thing. Texas was doing the right thing, but they closed the polls. God is not pleased with the disrespect. Get them, Tony. Much love from that. I'm trying to tell you. Ooh. Not over here. Sylvesters, until next time, I'll see you back Sunday morning or Sunday midday, but I'm coming back with the next information. I got time to do the research. So it's 11:09 p.m. on the East Coast. Sylvesters, thank you for your time. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. They come over here, disrespect my channel and mock God. Bet. Okay. Vestals, until next time, make sure you go ahead and get your notes, your drink, and your vest. Whoo! Because we stay vested up over here 365 degrees at Tony Talks Vested Up Compelling Sports Edge. Thank you so much, Vestals. Thank you so much, Vestals. Enjoy your day off, my sister. Nah, I got to work. I'm working tomorrow. But yeah, I'm going to be doing research all day because I'm bringing you something back Saturday. Okay, we're going to talk about this. So, Vestals, I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for all of your love and your time and attention. All I say is please hit the like button. Thank you so much. And thank you also to my invisible Vestals that's behind the scene watching from TV and you cannot text or chat. Thank you so much. Have a good night and prayers up, Mello, and prayers for the Nolan family also. And Vestals, prayers to you also. Every last one of you and your family, Vestals. I will see you soon. Thank you so much. We need to see about ourselves, have your own police department, etc. Amen. Love you, Tony. Hey, how you doing, lady? How you doing? Love you too, lady. How you doing? Thank you, Tony. You're welcome. Good night, family. You're welcome. Listen, that's why I try to call out your names to get y'all names locked in here. Amen. And you as well, my sister. Amen. Closing the polls should not cause them to count the vote. They lie. We're going to talk about that. Flow. All right, Vestals. Much love to you. I'll talk to you next time. Yes, thank you so much, sis. Thank you. Keep up the good work. Oh, yeah. If you're not getting no notifications, just unsubscribe and subscribe again. But make sure you subscribe again and hit the notification bell for all so you can get all of the notifications. I will see you on Saturday, Vestals. Thank you so much. Thank you, Vestals.